Hello, 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 hello out there in YouTube land. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. I want to give a shout out to Danny Robinson. That's my girl. Thank you for so much. Thank you for everything, Danny. Now, we got the Man on the Island's interview. I say we watch it. Hello, Lisa. The Man on the Island's interview, guys. I say we watch it, but we can't watch it on we can't watch it where I play it on the screen because I'll get a copyright strike. So
before we get into the deep stuff, let's give some basics or some things I want to do inquiry from the others. Walk me through the Santa Fe Institute. What was it about the time of the math? And this was in the late 90s. So they're not going to hear me on this part, right? We're going to do it both ways?
It will not be on the video, but we do have it recorded.
Fine. Remember, when you're answering on these questions, I'm not in the shot, and they're never going to hear my voice. So a little bit you got to repeat in your answer, you got to repeat what my question was.
Oh,
a little bit.
Okay.
Santa Fe Institute. Why, when you're at the top of your game on Wall Street, do you decide to finance, which was at the time, or endow, or become the donor or sponsor, however you want to say it, for what was considered the most cutting edge group of mathematicians in the world? Actually.
So Santa Fe Institute in the late 80s, early 90s, lucky, and it knew
who cares? Let's get to the nitty gritty. Very smart man.
Our first date. Well, you guys have to have great ideas as the leaders of the three great continents of the world: North America, Europe, and Japan.
No, many of these world leaders become world leaders because they're popular and they were able to get votes, or they were able to convince people to vote for them.
You have policy crazy,
but in double there's a specialist for your head, and now we have specialists in different areas. So, and I'm going to get to your first question about Santa Fe Institute. The world economy.
Hi, Lisa.
I forgot about this, but yes.
I'm trying to get this. Going to be amazing. Let's go back and do that again. Sunday afternoon, because I want to find out about people, the geniuses understanding the complexity of the financial system. Because I think the best example we have is the financial crisis.
Okay, they're talking about his job. They're talking about his financial situation. And he's all smiles. So I'm going to try to play this video. I don't know how interesting it's going to be. I don't want to hear about his success and how he's overcome this and that. This is the Man on the Island, by the way, I'm talking about. And also, Andrew has been moved through the night to another lodge while they fix up his new lodge. We will be talking about that today. Meghan and her Scammer Jam, I don't think it's selling very well. And it looks like Meghan is a little pissed off at Netflix. maybe for giving her the boot. It is what it is, isn't it, Lisa? You were the booty dude, okay? And I think that's about it. So I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Okay, Demon Dictator, thank you for the insight. Thank you for letting me know. Where's Ron been? I saw him on Victoria's Voice the other day. Okay, Ron's channel. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. It's a big show. Okay. Do you have Ron's login? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Those of you that misses the show, go ahead and do the replay for me. And do you know what's the show about? I'm just curious. I wasn't able to go to Ron's page. I don't know his login. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. I was just checking on Perez to see what kind of information he had going on. Epstein and the Royals. Okay. We will go ahead and get started, guys. I'm going to pull up a video. Okay, here we go. Give it up for Auntie Mickey as well. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right.
Well, let's talk about those two children. We're learning more about how.
Let's remove some of this. Let's talk about Sarah Ferguson's charity being cut off.
Well, it's not over for Andrew Mountbatten, Windsor, and Sarah Ferguson.
What's up with her charity being cut off? Why would they cut off Fergie's charity? Do they say why?
Ferguson, our royal reporter Cameron Walker joins us in the studio. And Cameron, the repercussions of Sarah Ferguson she keeps growing and growing and growing. Her charity, Sarah's Trust, for instance, has announced it will close for the foreseeable future.
Yes, they have. And the spokesperson for the charity last night saying this is not in response to the new tranche of emails that's been released by the US Justice Department. They've been discussing perhaps closing it for a number of months. But nonetheless, of course, it is coming at a time where Sarah Ferguson, clearly, according to these emails that have been released, was in contact with Jeffrey Epstein when he was in jail for child sex offences. More emails appear to show that she she took her daughters, Beatrice and Eugenie, to see him 5 days after his release. And of course, a lot of people are going to be questioning, why would you remain in contact with a convicted paedophile when you have two young daughters yourself?
And why would you take them to see him? I'm sorry, I can't get my head around that.
I mean, only she can answer that, Dawn, can't she? But it's
and what about the friendship? I mean, is it just Andrew? Is it Andrew and her?
Hello,
is she
Michelle.
was she friends with Epstein separately?
Well, she acted like she had like some type of friendship with Epstein. Like, why would she take her daughters to go see him? Interesting.
Well, it appears to be separate. Of course, they were long divorced, although they were living in Royal Lodge. But let's remember, Royal Lodge is a pretty big property. They can avoid each other if they wanted to. I think there is some affection there, but I think the connections, but they never went to see Epstein together, put it that way.
Okay.
Andrew, of course, has been separately accused. A new woman has come forward to alleging that Epstein trafficked her to Royal Lodge to have sexual relations with Andrew. Now, of course, Andrew denies all allegations of wrongdoing, and there's no investigation into that whatsoever. And this woman at the time was an adult, unlike Virginia Giuffre, who alleges that she had sex with Andrew when she was 17 on 3 separate occasions. Andrew, of course, has completely denied that has happened. But it's some of the gushing emails that Sarah had sent to Epstein as well, calling him the brother I always wished for, signing off at one email with "I love you" and also "marry me." Now, giving Sarah the slight benefit of the doubt here, she did talk about that like that to everybody, but nonetheless, not everybody was a convicted paedophile, and that's the difference here.
It's just so sleazy. Just quickly and finally, Cameron, how would the king be reacting to this? You've covered the royals for a long time now. This must be, I mean, Prince Philip was right. He couldn't stand Sarah Ferguson, could he?
Yeah, but it's a real headache for him. I think arguably the king doesn't need to get involved with the Sarah Ferguson problem. She's not a member of the royal family and hasn't been for a long time. But the king's brother is still a blood relative, and this appears to be a can that is continuing to be kicked down the road, but the king's hands are tied. There's nothing more he can do. The only thing that can happen now is an act of parliament to legally remove the Duke of York title, because although he no longer uses it, he still technically has it. And, you know, he's being moved to a property on the Sandringham estate. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens.
You'll probably know, Cameron, that Sarah Ferguson, she's delightful company. She's very, very, very nice individual. What is her constant obsession with money? Why does she always need money?
Well, she appears to have got herself into so much debt over the years. I think when she divorced Andrew, of course, the lifestyle in which she became accustomed to, she could no longer afford, but tried to afford it. And it appears she continued to make wrong decision after wrong decision, whether or not perhaps it was with good intentions to try and make money. But I think when you, as we've seen with Mandelson and others, you get in contact with someone like Epstein, who gives it all of you effectively on a plate, it really, your judgment is questioned.
Cameron, appreciate it. Thank you very much indeed. We are going to Royal Correspondent Jenny Bond to get her take on this one. Jenny, does it surprise you that these revelations just keep coming and now not only involve Andrew but also Sarah?
Yeah, it's astonishing, isn't it, Eamon? I did think that at the end of last year, perhaps we'd seen the worst of it, but we have not, clearly. And I think what has struck me about this latest batch of emails is, as you suggest, the number that implicate Sarah Ferguson as well. Clearly, she had a very, very close relationship with this man, Epstein, that she called my dearest friend, that she said was a legend. And in these latest emails, we even see that she involved her daughters in her friendship with Epstein. And that I find very depressing. I mean, Sarah has always been, in many ways, quite a likable person. And I hesitate to criticize another mother's parenting, but I do ask, what kind of mother would take her daughters, then aged 19 and 20,
careful
to Miami?
On how I talk about other teens parenting, because I don't want someone trying to tell me how to parent my daughter unless they're giving me some constructive criticism as far as like how to help me get her to be enthused about our homework. We did our homework last night and we were playing with sight words. And she says, "Mom, let's make a deal. Let me play on my iPad for 10 minutes and then after that, I'll do my sight words. I said, okay. So we did it for more like 20 minutes on the iPad. And then she did her sight words. We only practiced 3. And we'll practice those again today. And yeah, we'll practice them again today, add a new word, and just do that every day. So I don't know why I brought that up. I didn't mean to like go into no big explanation with you guys about how me and Kara do our homework, but I reached out to the teacher to get some advice from her, and she gave me some great advice. So that's what I'm saying. Like when you're parenting, you just want to be careful who you let advise you, who you let into your circle, who you trust. Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Poor Fergie. I heard her charity has gone to kaput.
To have lunch with a convicted paedophile, a man who had come out of jail for that very crime
That just
only
came out of
5 days
jail.
earlier. I mean, it is beyond comprehension to me. And then she wrote to Epstein and joked about her younger daughter's love life. I mean, why would you do that? I mean, that's just deeply, deeply insensitive. So I think Sarah is not only going to have to question her own reputation, the damage done to that, but the damage done to her relationship with her daughters as well.
And Jenny, I mean, you've followed the royal family for many, many years now. What effect is this having on Beatrice and Eugenie? I mean, this is a horror show for you to read about your parents.
It is a horror show. Of course, they've been through a lot of horror shows involving their parents in the past, and they've always been incredibly loyal to them.
In the news, being talked about, being ostracized, being scrutinized. Her mom's charity is no more. Beatrice and Eugene's mom is not doing their charity anymore. And I didn't even know Fergie had a charity, but why wouldn't she? Let's continue.
And I must admit, I thought that those 4 were stuck together like glue. It would seem now that Sarah and Andrew are going to go their separate ways. And the tripod of Beatrice, Eugenie, and their mother, and that's the word that one of them described, the strength, the bond between them, was like a tripod. I think that is broken now. I think the girls are debating amongst themselves which parent they should be loyal to, if either. It would seem that Beatrice is more compliant. She has been seen out riding with her father and taking her daughter along as well. Eugenie is keeping her counsel, and the suggestions are, I don't know, but the suggestions are that she's finding this extremely difficult and is effectively, for the time being, estranged. Because, of course, Eugenie has spearheaded and is spearheading a campaign against slavery, against trafficking of slaves. And when your own father is implicated in this deep friendship with a man who trafficked young women, although Andrew, of course, has vigorously denies and continues to deny every allegation, it must be galling for Eugenie.
We did a video on Andrew, and we did the whole video. It was really interesting to see him be accused of such a heinous thing. And then to sit there and listen to him deny it was interesting too, because it just sounded like, no, I didn't do anything. No, I didn't do anything. And he just looked so guilty that you did do something you wasn't supposed to do. Very disgusting behavior. Hello, Terry. Sarah Ferguson's gone to Richard Branson's island. He's got him an island too. Pick a lane, Sarah Ferguson. Pick a lane.
How bad do you think yesterday's pictures looked with him on all fours on the ground? I mean, it almost looked as if it was a life-saving operation. It was like a kiss of life or something, you know. But no, but if someone said they were practicing some sort of routine like that, you could maybe think, right, yeah, whatever. But I don't. How do you think it looked?
Utterly bizarre. I've tried to think of the right word. Lurid,
Show us the
probably not,
picture.
but bizarre, weird, odd. Yes, he looked as if he was about to do CPR. One can only imagine. I don't know what kind of game, if it was a game they were playing, but it was disturbing is another word I think I'd use, because of this lifeless body of a girl, obviously she was alive, but motionless girl underneath him, and he's crouching over and looking up at the camera, obviously knowing that, you know, a picture is being taken of him. It's most odd, and as I said, I think it's disturbing.
Jenny, we're talking about the victims of this, and the real victims are obviously the...
Did you see the new picture with Andrew? The lady was laying on the ground and Andrew was like hovering over her. It just looks suspicious. Hello, Tune the News. It's so good to see you. From Phoenix, Arizona, Miss Lady Letitia. It's good to see you too, Tune the News. Sarah is homeless, says Terry. Well, I think she better go get in there with her daughters. She better find her a home.
Young women and the girls that have been trafficked and abused. But it's interesting that Sarah Ferguson is portraying herself as a victim as well. She said nobody leaves the royal family with no woman leaves the royal family with their head.
With their head.
She's always had a very troubled relationship with her relatives, although she protested her love to the end for the Queen. And actually the late Queen had a certain affection for Sarah, but she's had a difficult ride within the royal family. And I think it takes some gall, though, to portray yourself as a victim when all this is coming out about, as you say, the young women, the girls, the children who were...
the girls, the young children, the kids. And now Fergie is pretending like she's the victim because she's, like Terry said, homeless. But you have 2 daughters and an ex-husband that you can go stay with. And she's not homeless.
Abused by Epstein, and yet they continued the relationship. And in these latest emails, we found the relationship which they both lied about. They both said they cut up all ties with him years ago. That relationship went on.
Remember in his interview, he was trying to distance himself from Epstein, the man on the island. Andrew was trying to distance himself from the situation, but he couldn't. You can't distance yourself from something evil that you have done, and your past is coming back up to bite you. Sarah may be referring to King Henry V and his wives. Wow, he had a lot, huh? I wouldn't want Andrew or Fergie near my children. Me neither. I would not want Fergie or Andrew near my daughter. That is such a true statement, Demon Dictator.
For years, up to 2017, Andrew's businesses, his pitch at the palace, was still asking Epstein for advice. He was as if he was their kind of fixer, you know. Oh, Jeffrey, could you tell us this? Could you tell us that? Could you get us some airline tickets? Oh,
Do you know that Andrew went to see him after he was convicted the first time? Andrew went to go visit Epstein when he was convicted. And they were trying to figure out why was he still connecting himself with a PDF file, which is a good question. Beatrice and Eugenie might not want them near their children. Ooh. There it is, right there in your face. I don't want my mom and dad near my children because of their past. Wow, that's a big one. Good point, Demon Dictator. Yeah, but it's so true. Tune the News, working in Central Park. You are? Let's continue, guys.
You are the best friend in the world. Why don't we marry me? She wrote, marry me. And by the way, could I have £20,000? I mean, it's obscene is another word I would use.
But Jenny, what is Sarah's affixing with? Can I have another £20,000? If it's not another £20,000, it's another £200,000 or whatever. There seems to be this terrible dependency on money, and what I'm simply getting to is why is that, and is there no funds within the royal family to look after Andrew and his family at all, or what way does it work?
That's what I heard, Terry.
Well, yes, I mean, he had an allowance.
That he got kicked out. Andrew got kicked out last night, and they had to move him because they're trying to find him, get his house together where he's going to be living. Tune the News, Andrew ahead, Epstein. And they were walking through Central Park. Thank you, Tune the News. Tune the News wanted us to know that Epstein and Andrew was walking through Central Park after his conviction, having a social moment. What were you talking about, Andrew?
All the time that he was a working royal, what most of would think was a very, very healthy working allowance and living allowance. And he had his rent, peppercorn rent, so in other words, no rent on his home. Of course, they've got plenty of money. They're hugely wealthy, all of them. But Andrew and Sarah in particular are drawn like moths to the flame. They cannot get away from someone with money, fame, power, and they just had to know them. And Epstein was willing to shell out, it would seem, hundreds of thousands of pounds to them. And it would seem to other people in the news, such as Lord Mandelson. We don't know the truth for all of that, obviously. But all of these very, very rich people, nevertheless, had this magnetic draw to someone who was willing to pay for everything, pay for ALM tickets, pay for anything you want. And
Jenny, in a very recent
said, I can organise anything. And she did organise anything. Tours at Buckingham Palace, teas at Buckingham Palace.
Jenny, just very, very quickly. And finally, Epstein, in a recent interview before he died, obviously, was asked whether he was the devil. I mean, it does seem that Andrew and Sarah in particular are willing to sell themselves to the devil.
Wow.
I couldn't have put it better myself. That's exactly how it seems to me.
Sold his soul to the devil.
Jenny Bond, always a pleasure.
Sold his soul to the... That's what Andrew did. Andrew was all in the mix. All in the mix, Andrew. Doing nefarious things to young girls. Shame on you, Andrew.
You're listening to what you have to say.
There's nothing more important than keeping your money and your identity safe online. And with so many VPN options available, choosing the right one can be pretty daunting. But this video's sponsor, ExpressVPN, is making the choice.
You've known Mandelson for years, as have I. You've worked with him. When you were editor, when you were on the Sunday People, he was a columnist on the Sunday People. you and I both know he's very, very difficult, very,
All
very
right, well,
charming, but
moving on.
equally he's mood changes, he swings. He is the black art of spin, isn't he?
Yeah, he's also very clever. I think he
no
probably
doubt.
See what else is going on.
Good morning,
with
welcome back to the
Andrew.
show. 10:50 is the time. I'm Julia Hartley-Brewer. Philip Ingram's still with me. Very interesting, Philip Ingram. You already just said in the first hour of the show, the first few minutes of the show, that you believe the big stories today about Andrew and about his staff at Sandringham apparently basically going on strike, saying we won't work for this guy because of his links with Epstein, all the things we know about him, that these are stories that are basically put out to try and get us to stop talking about the Prime Minister and Mandelson.
Yep. Oh, and we'll see lots of it over the next few days, as they try to deflect it. Standard deflection tactics.
Put the onus on the man we already all hate.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's talk about this with royal commentator Angela Levin, who joins us now. Good morning to you, Angela.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. I mean, again, there are a number of stories about Andrew, a lot going around. I mean, the plot is thickening because, first of all, let's talk about him leaving on Monday night, apparently in the dead of night from Royal Lodge in Windsor, where he can be photographed riding a horse or driving a car, apparently waving at people. Apparently people want to be waved at by him. But then he's being basically exiled off to North.
So they showed him being exiled out of the Buckingham Palace, and they're getting his Norfolk home together. That's what they're doing. But they wished him in the middle of the night so nobody could see him, to get him out of the Buckingham Palace while they renovate his home, his new home.
Norfolk, in a house to wait for his other house to be renovated. It's not such a bad life. All still paid for by his brother.
Yeah, not as bad life. He's got a whole lodge that's going to be renovated by his brother, the King of England. And yeah, he's doing it to it. Breaking news, King Charles kicked Andrew Mountbatten Windsor out of Royal Lodge hours after he was bizarrely seen smiling and waving at the public. The shamed ex. Yep. Andrew got kicked out of Buckingham Palace in the middle of the night. They're renovating his home at Norfolk. Duke was pictured cheerily greeting members of the public as he rode his horse near his home on Saturday, despite the continued outrage over his links to PDF file Man on the Island. It comes as royal counters plotted his exit from Royal Lodge, with insiders suggesting the photographs may have been the final straw in what has been a turbulent few months for the shamed. Hello, Daisy. How are you, lovely? For the shamed former royal, they have claimed that being seen out in public with a smile on his face was not appropriate behavior. What was he supposed to do? Frown? Well, how do they want him to act? Interesting. So he wasn't supposed to be smiling. They said the smile was inappropriate behavior, aimed growing revelations about his years of communication with Jeffrey Epstein. Why would you get together after? Why would you hook up with him after knowing that he just got caught being a PDF file? Like, just weird. You can tell. It just goes to show you how close they were. and accusations about his own sex life. Thank you, Demon Dictator, for giving us that update. Oopsie Daisy. Oopsie Daisy. Andrew's in trouble. Oopsie Daisy. He is in trouble. He continues to stay in trouble. He's been exiled out of the royal family. They've kicked him to the curb. Andrew's in trouble. Oopsie doopsie. Let's continue, guys. Wow, what if Andrew, like, I don't know how the sisters are supposed to react for their father being this way. You know, like, do you cut him off? Do you cut your family off? Andrew's in trouble. Oopsie doopsie.
The king, but it turns out the staff aren't happy.
No, they're not. And they've been told that if they feel uncomfortable by working with him or for him, they don't have to. So this is something that is very interesting to do to staff. I think some of them are doing it and some of them aren't. So, you know, you wouldn't have any staff if everybody wanted to walk off. So they are actually giving this so that they can get other people in.
Yeah, it's very interesting that they're in a position to do that. I mean, you know.
Yeah, but you see, he can't do anything. He's never even cooked an egg or actually made his own tea. He's always had someone, and he's got quite a few chefs who are looking after him now. So if they don't want to do that, he'll be off.
That'll be good. I mean, you know, he can go on a Ozempic, he can lose it.
So the people that are around him currently, if they don't want to be around him, they can just leave or quit or move around if they feel uncomfortable. Well, that makes sense.
To get a little bit trimmer, you know, you may need that to run away from all the lawsuits. So more allegations coming forward about, you know, there's this nasty, you know, Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein apparently asked an exotic dancer for a threesome, according to some of these files.
Wow.
The allegations that the police say they're looking into this, that a second woman, I think there's also some talk about a third, has claimed to have been basically, you know, sent to London to have, well, sent to England to have sex with Andrew. And of course, lately, the latest overnight, that infamous picture, of course, of Prince Andrew, as he then was, with his arm around Virginia Giuffre when she was just 17. Ghislaine Maxwell there, it's supposed to be taking place in Ghislaine Maxwell's.
Remember the picture he took with her, with his arms around her? Very inappropriate. She was so much younger than him. It's disgusting behavior.
Muse House in London, ahead of when basically Virginia Giuffre said she was basically told you ought to have sex with Andrew, led to the whole Newsnight interview. I was in the Pizza Express in Woking. I couldn't have been dancing with her and sweating because I couldn't sweat at the time. All this nonsense. Turns out all completely untrue, because there's a document in there written by Ghislaine Maxwell that basically confirms the photo was real and it was taken in her home.
Yes, but she does say as well that there's no knowledge of her having any sexual behavior.
They were in the house. They took the picture. It was a real picture. They're trying to say that the picture isn't real, the one that he took with that young lady. It was real. He had his arm wrapped around her. Then he was laying on the floor next to this one lady. What are you doing? See, that's crazy, Terry. Sarah talked Jeffrey about Sarah's daughter's ex-life. See, that's that crazy stuff. Hi, Judy. I don't see Judy, but I saw someone saying hello to her. Oh, Daisy, that's Daisy.
Except, of course, Virginia Giuffre claimed, sadly now dead, took her own life. That she's claimed, has she not? That that she told. She was congratulated, praised by Elaine afterwards. Well done, the prince was.
There's the picture with him holding this little girl, this young lady. Doesn't look good, Andrew, at all. She looked like she could be your daughter. That's her age. Shame.
Was very happy.
Yes, I mean, I'm just telling you what she said. I don't know that you can listen to what she said anyway, stating for the record as, but I don't think that you can actually listen to her. She's waited a long time. They found her email very recently. The Mail did that. And that's what they've got inside. But, you get the feeling that you can't trust anybody saying anything about this disgusting behavior of anyone.
And that's the thing.
I just had an idea.
Please do.
You see, that Abu Dhabi, one of the Sheikh Mohammed there, has said that he would like Andrew to go and live there.
He's welcome to him.
It was a very good idea.
Yeah, welcome to him. I think the worry, of course, of him going off doing that, of course, the lifestyle he'd be given is what would he be found doing there? And goodness me, there'll no doubt be there'll be people taking. There'll be people taking photographs of him doing God knows what. Do you think there's worse to come? Because basically everything that both Andrew and Sarah Ferguson, his ex-wife, have said in public since all of this affair has ever occurred, has ever come to light, has been proven to be completely and utterly untrue. Oh, I had no contact with him. I was barely having any contact. I broke it.
It's a real picture of Andrew taking a picture with that young lady. What do you have to say for yourself? Andrew. He was the same age as his daughter. She was the same age as his daughter. Shame on you. Oh, Andrew, you have been kicked out the club.
Off. It's all nonsense. They both carried on. They were money grubbing. They wanted the free business class flights. They wanted the stay in his home, and they were asking him for money, and they were all over him. I mean, just literally, just like crawling and groveling and praising him all the time.
Yeah, well, we know that. It's very difficult to understand what is real and what isn't real nowadays. But this woman, a very attractive woman who is a dancer, she was persuaded to have sex with him, so it says.
Wow.
But they said that they would give her $10,000 and they only gave $2,000. So there's a big argument there, which could come up to, to be very, very difficult because, but I could say that it won't be written, will it? It won't be done as a contract. So we don't know. But I think this way of dealing with women is just so revolting. It's repulsive.
Yeah. And what was particularly repulsive, was it not, with the fact that Sarah Ferguson took her daughters at 19 and 20 to go and stay with Epstein, after he was convicted of soliciting a 14-year-old for prostitution.
Yes. She wanted them to meet him, and afterwards they had what they call a party. Now, I don't like the word. I just think it's revolting. I knew this back a few months, and I thought to myself, why on earth would she take was two attractive girls.
I don't think they were his type, to be fair. Looking at all the pictures of the women who are the girls who he did groom and abuse and rape and traffic, I think those girls were safe. I'm not being rude. I just, he clearly had a type.
Yeah, well, I hope you're right there.
No, but again, but it's disgusting, isn't it? But either way, it's disgusting and repulsive.
Yeah,
and I think we do have higher standards from mothers, do we not, than other men involved in this. But this is the thing. I just think there's so much more that's going to come out. More and more people seem to be coming forward.
There's millions of things to come along. So the papers will be full of it for absolutely ages. And the more you read about it, the more sick you feel, actually. It is terrible. And I wonder for myself
the more sick it gets. It's really one of those subjects that you wish wasn't true. You just wish it was one of those stories that was, oh, this was a fake story. No, it was not. Harvey Powell's. Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein asked exotic dancer for a threesome.
Loved his mother. She loved him. She adored him. But his behavior throughout his life has not shown any care or attention to women. And I think
he was raised a prince. I mean, he was just raised, the spare. He had no responsibilities. He was indulged. I mean, he's obviously a narcissist who thinks that everyone should. He's the centre of the universe, and everything should go around him.
Yes, that's true. But he never listens to what anyone is told about anything. He knows everything, and he still carried with him all what he did in the Navy.
Yeah, and also he hilariously was of the view that Newsnight interview was.
Sounds like it, Daisy, that Sarah Ferguson introduced her daughters to Epstein. Yes. Well, I would have to say yes to that because they were introduced to him. She let her daughters go see him after he was convicted. She met up with him.
A good idea, and B, after he'd done it, that it had gone well.
Yes, that's right. And so he rang his mother and he said, I'm going to show them round the Buckingham Palace because it's done so very well. And you think, where's your judgment? And I think that's right, that he can't understand anything. He can't get to understand what it is that's been so awful, his own behaviour and his manner. And that's actually very important that somebody, okay, they do certain bad things. I'm not saying that he's done so many, but the bad thing.
I think he probably has.
No, but you just got to learn afterwards.
Thick, posh, privileged people never have to learn because mummy pays the people off and he thinks he gets away with it. The question is how much damage this does to the royal family. Although the general view seems to be, the king acted swiftly, brutally, and as he should have done to basically drop the title, shove him out of the house, put him, send him into, exile. It's not, it's not such a bad life.
He is They exiled him. They stripped him of his titles. They stripped him of his lodge, his home. He's being downsized. They got rid of his wife, Fergie, got kicked out the house too. Everybody got moved and tossed around.
Yes, he acted rather quicker, certainly, than Keir Starmer did. Anyway, Angela Levin, great talking to world commentator Angela Levin. Really appreciate you joining us. Lots more to come on all of this. Lots more calls from you as well. 0244 499 1000.
That's our segment on Andrew, guys. We're moving on to Meghan and Harry's Scammer Jam. Okay, she's supposed to have this big Valentine's Day kadooey going on where she is selling her products. I bought some strawberry jam the other day. Let's check on it. It doesn't take that long for it to get here. So let's track our jam, guys. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, let's see. As ever, I have to pay my phone bill, guys. Let's do as ever. I just ordered it yesterday. For some reason, it comes pretty quickly. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, that was something delightful is headed your way. Thank you for your order. You're getting your order ready to be shipped, and we'll notify you when it's on the way. We hope you enjoy it as much as we have enjoyed dreaming it up for you. Let's view my order. Oh, wait. Oh, good. I was showing my address here, and I didn't want to be showing that. The strawberry jam, it's on its way. It's confirmed. We're going to make us some toast, and we're going to do a taster, okay? We're going to see how the strawberry jam holds up to the raspberry and the orange marmalade. Now, the orange marmalade tasted like an orange peel. And the raspberry jam wasn't great. What's up, Rockadoo? All right, let's get back to the regular scheduled program. All right. So Meghan Markle's pathetic PR stunt in Harry's Montecito misery. Lady Colin Campbell is on the nerve with Marine. Let's see what they're talking about.
Having major financial problems. I actually read a report last week that they may be very quietly
I didn't order the chocolate.
Shopping their $14 million Montecito mansion. That it may be something of.
Sorry, guys, I didn't order the chocolate. I don't like dark chocolate, and the milk chocolate has those sprinkles in it. Hi, Darcy. So good to see you.
Of a pocket listing. Meghan has been dropped formally by Netflix, which announced With Love, Meghan is done. Her podcast deal has been placed on ice. We all know it's done. Her business, as ever, seems to be failing.
They're starting to say, hello, Polo. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Mimi Show. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Polo. Everybody say hello to Polo for me. I was watching you yesterday, Polo. I don't think you were live, but I think you were on Stormy's live. But I was watching you. Yeah, we're going to do jam tasting. When it comes in, it's on its way, okay? Now, Maureen is saying that Meghan's jam has gone to the gutter do. And unfortunately, the jam isn't selling like it should. The finances ain't financing like they should be. Let me go get Rocky a treat.
And Harry is basically going around the country pocketing about 200, 300K per paid speech to private corporations in North America. What are you hearing, Lady C?
Well, I'm hearing, first of all, that he only got 50,000 for Canada.
Oh, that is brutal. Brutal.
And you can now get him for from 30 to 50,000 for smaller things, and it goes up to a maximum of 100 for larger things. That's what I'm hearing. Clearly, you're hearing something slightly different.
Well, the numbers are inflated here in America because I would bet your sourcing is dead on. 30K, that is a bargain basement royal for sale.
Precisely. When you stop to think he got $1 million from JP Morgan, I mean, that shows to what extent they have declined. I've been told that they are in big trouble financially, hence why they had to get rid of most of their expensive staff.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I understand that things are very rocky with them at the moment. And of course, we have to have one tear left eye in sympathy.
One tear left eye go. Lady C, what are you hearing is the cause of the rockiness of the union? Is it the money? Is it
Let's go.
That Harry is just, as we have been told here in the States, the reporting is that he is so colossally miserable with his life in California.
The gutter
he misses
duo.
his friends, he misses
duo.
his family, he misses his sense of purpose. And Meghan is just hell-bent like a laser on still breaking into A-list circles in Hollywood. That's all she wants.
That's it.
Well, it's not worked. And, Harry is very aware of the fact that he has been demoted from a position where
Meghan has been demoted. She went from being a royal to a Montecito person to Montecito. How did you downgrade yourself? Why would you downgrade your status to A-lister. She went from being a royal to not even an A-lister. She's still not even an A-lister. She wants to be an A-lister. She wants to be more than an A-lister. Meghan's a yacht girl, says Daisy. And Megadu, Lady C is right-a-do. Thank you, Demon Dictator. I appreciate the compliment. They're never going to be A-listers. They're never going to be A-listers, says Daisy. Nope. No, 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 no.
Where 6 years ago, 7 years ago, when Prince Harry walked into a room, everybody wanted to meet him. Now when Prince Harry walks into a room, everybody wants to avoid him. 6 years ago, Bob Iger, Beyonce, Kris Jenner wasn't able to reach them 6 years ago.
Great
now
point.
They are sucking up to Kris Wretched Jenner. Give me a break. And he's busy wanting to do more than sucking up to her. He looks as if he wants to suck upon her.
Ooh.
Oh, yes, that infamous photo, which the nerve we crowned photo of the year. A seemingly drunk Harry leering at Kris Jenner's rack as Meghan stood.
Let's see, my Jamathon. My jam it started off at $17 or $14. It started, I think it was $14 because it ended up being $20 total. It was a $20 total. For 7 ounces. It's this big. It's not that big. It's only 7 ounces. It's not like a big jar of jam. It's like a novelty. Hello, Lisa. So the jam ain't worth nothing, Polo. It's strawberry this time. So I've had raspberry and I've had marmalade. Now I got strawberry. Let's see how strawberry turns out. If strawberry is good, I'm going to keep it and not complain. And I'm going to make a piece of toast every morning and jam it up. So I'm really hoping that the Scamadoo is good. How can you mess up on strawberry? Now the raspberry was bitter. Daisy said it's chocolate. It has to be nice. It's dark chocolate. I'm not a fan of dark chocolate. I nearly ordered it myself, but I'm not giving that thing any money. I know. What kind were you going to get, Daisy? Hello, Pickles. Pain.
Stood there like an idiot, just beaming. Yes, to your point, he seems utterly miserable. Now, did you hear anything? Because this was one of my favorite stories of the past week, that Meghan had been begging for an invite to Valentino's funeral in Rome.
Yes.
Oh, yes. And she was, but Valentino is the person himself who
Wackadoo.
organized everything, the guest list,
Yeah.
the flowers,
Bigger than
who was
this.
going to be asked, who wasn't, who was going to be
Not
seated
even
where.
bigger than
He
this.
organized the whole thing, and
My
Meghan wasn't
daughter
on the
loves chocolate
list.
too.
And Meghan was, and they were never going to vary even one thing.
I would have bought her chocolate if she had it where it was just regular milk chocolate, and I probably would have got it then, but not with the dark chocolate and the sprinkles. I don't know how good that would be. Meg lives 30 miles from Oxnard, strawberry capital of the world. It's true. Oh, wow, says Payne. Thank you for hanging out, Polo.
So what does she then do? Stupidly puts out this story that she is considering going to the funeral. I mean, this woman has got to be nuts.
The nerve.
I mean, how can you know that you cannot attend? You can't. There's no process.
How are you going to invite yourself to someone's funeral? Number one. How are you going to invite someone? Invite yourself. It's a weird thing to do.
Of you being asked, and you are saying that you might be attending, but anything to get her name in the papers, anything to just that day, and then the following day the caravan has moved on, and it's another scene, another scenario. I think she's actually sick. I really do.
You do? You think there's something mentally, like
No.
it's an illness, not just a personality disorder?
No, I think it's both a personality disorder and an illness. Nobody can be so addicted to publicity that they need on a daily basis to make an ass of themselves.
She's addicted to publicity. She is addicted to publicity. Look at this. Her PR is in overdrive. Hello, Julia. Hi, girlfriend. Everybody say hello to Julia. Unleashed. My girl, let's get together. Oh, you're such a doll. Julia. Well, we have got to get together. Go check out my girl, Julia Unleashed. I'll put her, I'll bring it up right now. Let's see if we can bring up Julie's. Julie's okay, let's see. There we go. Uh-oh. There we go. Check out Julia. Let me get her YouTube link. All right, here we go. All right, it's so good to see you. There you go. There's her page. There's Julia's page. And here's her link, okay? So go check out Julia Unleashed. We're going to get together really, really soon and do another live. We could do it over here or we could do it at your house. It doesn't matter. Let's do Saturday. Saturday it is. Can we do Saturday at 3:30, Julia? I'm in Central Standard Time. We could do it Saturday or Sunday. Either one would go good. And we can. Sunday is really good. It's a really relaxed day. I would say Saturday. I need to let my mom know that I'm dropping off a little bit for the weekend. Because today's Thursday, so I'm going to pack her little bag and she's going to go stay with Mama. Well, thank you so much for visiting me, and I will see you Saturday at 3:30. We can confirm by email, sweetheart. Let me make it bigger. There's Julia's link. Let me make her post bigger. Let me make my head smaller. There you go. Yes. Okay, lovely. I'll see you then. Saturday it is. Woo, don't miss this live, guys. It's going to be awesome. I'll go ahead and do the thumbnail and stuff, Julia. All right.
Announcing that they're going to go to a funeral that they know they cannot go to. She had to have known she couldn't have gone to it. I mean, did she think because she had scrubbed up an invitation from Balenciaga that she was going to be able to scrub up an invitation to Valentino's funeral? I mean, Balenciaga is not Balenciaga now because,
Agreed.
you know, it's, I mean, and she's so ignorant, she wouldn't have understood that there's no way she could have scrubbed up an invitation to Cristobal Balenciaga's funeral, much less one of his shows.
Bye, Julie.
I just think the woman is tasteless, and I'm perplexed at her shamelessness.
Have a wonderful rest of the
now,
day.
I know it goes along with sociopathy, it goes along with narcissism, it goes along with Machiavellianism, it goes along with hysteria, but I mean, you would have thought by now that she would have understood. But as far as she's concerned, as long as her name is in the paper, it doesn't matter.
Yes, bad attention is better than no attention. You know, I have two thoughts about the Valentino story, which really, you know, it takes a lot to shock me when it comes to Meghan Markle, and it shocked me not only for its utter ghoulishness, not only for the reptilian nature in which she regards any gathering of celebrities, even at a funeral for a beloved figure, the likes of whom we will never see again, a networking opportunity.
Yeah.
Her father had begged her to make an appearance at his bedside or to at least get in touch with him after
Her father begged Maureen, put it out on social media that I would like to see my daughter again before I die. Before I leave this world, I would like to see my daughter again. She gets her lawyers involved and tells him, hell no, you ain't seeing me no more. But then she gets on YouTube and talks about how wonderful and family is and getting together and being a part of something. Make up your mind. You can't do both. You can't diss your father, diss him and mistreat him, and then talk about how nice and kind you are. It just doesn't add up. Something ain't adding up. Maureen looked like she's just choking. Like she's just got too much going on up here. Sorry, Maureen. Okay, lovely. I will send you a photo. I will do that right now. Give it up for Julie. I'm gonna send her a picture of me so she can create it with the thumbnail. What a beautiful name. I love your name. Julia. All right, here we go. I gotta get her a nice picture. Sorry. That's all right. I sent that over to you. Hopefully that picture will do.
After his leg was amputated in the Philippines, and she basically said, never gonna happen, leave me alone.
Never gonna happen, leave me alone.
What must a Thomas Markle be thinking?
Well, I know he's actually recovering rather well.
We're all very happy to hear that.
Yeah.
I know he's recovering rather well, and he has a wonderful character, believe it. You know, I know he's not given credit often for a wonderful character, but he has a wonderful character.
Okay, Darcy.
And I know this not only through his family, but I know this through Gigi Perot, who was a child star from a very top Hollywood family, who then ended up teaching Meghan drama because she's a friend of mine who put me in touch with Gigi. And she said that Thomas Markle was one of the nicest, kindest, most decent people she had ever come across. and he has wonderful qualities. And I tell you, you have to respect them. The fact, for instance, that he has never betrayed one secret of Meghan's or Doria's, notwithstanding the tremendous provocation he has had to do so, and that he has also been very measured in the information he gave to his other children about Meghan and about Doria. I mean, these are highly admirable qualities. But I know from Samantha that he is doing really rather better than she said he would do, you know.
Well, that is wonderful news.
That is great news. We got an update on Thomas Markle, her father, and how he's doing as far as his recovery is going. So, way to go, Thomas Markle Jr., to get rehabilitated back to some type of normalcy for yourself. And we are wishing you all the health and get well wishes and all of that, Thomas. Not like your daughter that has kicked you to the curb and is giving you no kind of recognition, no kind of, hey, are you okay? How you doing? None of that.
News. And yes, to your point, we all know that it seems as though there is quite a bit of information Thomas Markle could have unleashed into the public square, to your point, provoked so endlessly by his daughter, and has shown extreme restraint and class and dignity in keeping his mouth shut. Same with Doria. You know, we here in America, there's a sort of press blackout. Nobody's allowed to ask what happened during that huge stretch of Meghan's childhood in which she was raised solely by Thomas. Can't touch it. Okay, fine. The other thing that occurred to me about the vis-a-vis the Valentino scandal is, you know, it was Haute Couture Week in Paris last week. And I'm always watching who doesn't get an invitation to these things. Who didn't get an invitation to the Golden Globes or to the Grammy Awards? Who's not being asked to present? It's always Meghan. It's always Meghan who is left off the guest list.
But do you remember a few years ago, she announced through her people that she was going to be presenting the Best Picture Award at the Oscars?
Oh, yeah. Yes, you're so right.
I mean, again, we come back to this. She's shameless. She doesn't care that what she says is going to happen doesn't happen. As long as it's printed today that it will happen tomorrow.
She doesn't care if what she says doesn't happen. Happens. She always says, like the lake by the book. What happened to that? That didn't happen, but you say we were going to be able to feel and all this other to-do-y stuff. She's always announcing things and then they don't go to fruition. She's always announcing things.
When it doesn't happen tomorrow, the caravan has moved on. New dogs are barking.
Remember too when she said, we don't know that it was her, but it seemed as though it came from Camp Montecito. She was going to become the new face of Dior. That Dior was wishing and hoping and praying that they could get the likes of Meghan Markle to be the face of Dior. And Dior actually issued a statement and said that is not happening.
No, and not only did they not not only did they issue the statement, but do you remember they actually gave Harry a suit which he wore?
That's right. Oh, that's right. In one of his many court battles, right? If he wore it for one of, was that it? Or was it for?
No, I think he wore it to a funeral or some such thing.
It could have been the Queen's funeral, perhaps.
No,
I
it
don't
wasn't.
remember. We'll have to look it up. But that also reminds me, Lady C. So, what is the take in the British press and amongst the British people regarding this latest court battle that Harry has been waging? You know, we read that I think even the judge possibly rebuked him for weeping on the stand about how the media has made his wife's life such a misery. I mean, could you believe it?
Can you believe him crying on the stand?
The whole thing was so ludicrous because, of course, the time.
Can you hear Prince Harry or Harry crying on the stand? When, because they're messing with his wife. It's so faker-do-ish. Faker-do-ish.
Period covered has nothing to do with once he met Meghan. So Meghan's misery was of no consequence. But I know Mr. Justice Nickling. Mr. Justice Nickling oversaw my lawsuit against the Daily Mirror.
Oh.
Yeah, and Mr. Justice Nickling is the top guy in defamation and in that sort of scenario, anything to do with the press. And Mr. Justice Nickling ticked Harry off, not once or twice, but 3 times, telling him, excuse me, you don't answer the question likely, just say yes or no. Your lawyers will put your case. And Harry actually snapped at Mr. Justice Nickling.
He did? What did he say?
I don't remember now, but it was sort of like, he snapped at him. And
he couldn't believe
he did a snap-a-do.
That a justice was remonstrating him. He could not believe it.
Mr. Justice Nickling was trying to move on the matter because Harry's feelings on this subject are neither here nor there. Because Harry also brought in his mother and his mother's death. His mother died in 1997, long before the period covered by the case, which is in any event out of time because our statute of limitations is normally 6 years.
In the world of e-commerce, order fulfillment can make or break your business. That's why ShipStation's all-in-one platform is helping over 1 million businesses maximize their efficiency. The platform bridges order management, inventory tracking, returns, warehouse integration, and powerful analytics. It compares rates across USPS, UPS, and FedEx to unlock discounts of up to 90% off. It allows you to keep pre-negotiated carrier rates as well. ShipStation automations like bulk label printing and sending tracking updates save users.
So,
welcome to the host of Kinsey Schofield Unfiltered, Kinsey Schofield. Hi, Kins.
Kevin, I was going to say I forgot what you looked like.
Yeah, come on. Well, that's lucky for you. Listen, I do want to talk to you about Prince Andrew, but let's get round to that in a little while because I need to talk to you about the gruesome twosome, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Amazing story about Meghan Markle, right? So you remember, you and I talked about this not so long ago. The story going round near Christmas, around about Christmas, that there were 572,000 unsold items from the As Ever stock, you know, her weird online shop that sells jam for astronomical prices.
Isn't it weird? She's got this online store that is an online scam-a-jam store where she's trying to make money from her jam. And it just looks like a big scamadoo. Yeah, it does.
Unsold. You know, clogging up the warehouse. Nobody wants them. She or her acolytes quickly hit back, saying, no, you don't.
They got her products in a warehouse collecting dust.
Understand she's stocking up because she's going global, and she's actually sold a million jars of jam, as I said at the time, at $14 a jar. I find that hard to believe. Story now,
And she's gone up on her prices, by the way.
they've gone up even more. Well, the story now is that, of course, Netflix, her former sort of partners, if you like.
How you gonna go up on her something that ain't selling? It's like, it doesn't make sense. I'm gonna go up on the price, but it's not selling. Oh, okay. Make that make sense.
You know, we're all wrapped up in this. And apparently Netflix staff are kind of drowning in as ever products. They're all over the place. And so,
yeah, I would also like to formally thank Page 6 for watching Kinsey Schofield Unfiltered, who had this exclusive last week.
There you go. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
You see, you didn't tell me. So let's just, so I should have known you broke the story. That Netflix staff have been told, would you take some of this jam and would you get this honey out of the office and just get rid of these dried flowers? They are drowning in all these
They're drowning in all these products that she's trying to sell.
products. Obviously, Meghan saying, no, my business is booming. I'm going global. I've sold $1 million worth of jam. I don't think I believe her. Do you?
Products. Meghan is not selling a whole bunch of products. These products are in a warehouse collecting dust and turning brown. They got an expired date on there. Expired. It's something else.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the story originated, I had a guest called Donna Bowman on Kinsey Schofield Unfiltered, and Donna was gifted some of this As Ever product from Netflix HQ. An employee.
Remember, Donna was given some products, and she got her products, and the candle wick was missing. Yes, the wick again. Don Wooden, Lauren, and Donna are wickless.
Employee was leaving, and Netflix was like, take it, get it out of.
Oh, wow. Get rid of it.
Here. And she was like, I just want to show you the candle that I got.
Yeah.
And it was wickless, Kevin.
Wickless,
it
yeah.
didn't have, she opens it up. It doesn't have a wick. I mean, I can't imagine. Netflix must just be pulling their hair out. But yes, this then becomes this story about how Netflix employees are taking home free swag because they have closets full of this stuff, whether it's jam, candles, wine, flour, sprinkles. There are boxes full of it around Netflix HQ. Now, Page 6 found one person willing to say that they moved it into a separate warehouse and they're not overflowing with it, although, I digress, who cares? But, there is product just sitting around. One employee allegedly grabbed like over 10 products. And when candles are $65 a pop, that's pretty expensive swag. But yeah, they don't know what to do with this stuff.
Look, as ever,
you can't gift this stuff to influencers or media people when when the candle doesn't have a wick, because that becomes the story. When the product is not good, when you do not do your due diligence, then that totally negates the whole purpose of having this stuff.
Absolutely. And you know what I've always said, I think this is a very, very weird business model that, as ever, essentially specializes in selling mundane domestic products at astronomical prices. $14 for a jar of jam. As you said, I think $62 for a candle. The honey is $28 a
It's
pot.
now $32.
So she's put the prices up, and the wine is off the scale. But it's, unsurprisingly, people aren't buying these very expensive products. As I've always said to you, Kinsey, she's basically saying to you, here's a jar of jam, or scam jam, pretend jam, for $14. What you got to do, though, is you got to fill out a form and online, and you got to put your credit card in, and then it'll take about if you're lucky, it'll take 3-4 weeks before it arrives. Or alternatively, you can go to the grocery store next door and buy a jar of jam for about $2.
It doesn't take that long for the jam to get there. It took about 2 or 3 days for me to get my jam. And it came right in, but it wasn't good. Yeah.
$2. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm buying the $2 jam. But it's interesting the way that I've watched on some retail websites that don't have an opinion on Meghan Markle whatsoever. They're just observing the industry, how they talked about how Meghan will promote a restock for an item that never sold out. So she's trying to go, oh my gosh, it's back in stock. Well, it's been sitting on your site for 6 months. They were also talking.
Yeah, she's trying to fake us out to believe that she's got all these products that she can't, that is just in this warehouse ready to be sold. Like she's can't keep up with demand. It's a lie. The story is a lie-a-do. You can't keep up with demand because you have plenty of products.
Talking about the way she tries to repackage these things. She just throws a ribbon on 2 cans and says, oh, this is the Valentine's Day package. So
when she gets ready to sell it, she just puts another bow on it and changes it around. First it was Christmas, the red bow. Now it's Valentine's Day with the pink bow. It's like she's getting ready to sell it. It's a fake-a-do.
even people in the retail industry that don't have a dog in this fight critical of the way that this business is currently being run.
Exactly right. And, 572,000 items were revealed to be in the warehouse over Christmas, unsold. She said, no, I'm going global. That's why I'm stocking up.
She's going global.
Any evidence of this expansion around the world? I haven't come across it. As far as her
products is doing that good where she's going global now. So guess what, UK? You can now get some of her chocolate in her Scammer Jam. Hold on.
I can work out. I know this from experience. The only way us poor, long-suffering Brits can buy, for example, can buy as ever products is by getting our friends in America to order it. I haven't seen any evidence of this global expansion that her friends were boasting about back in December.
Right. And I also think that if a logical person would look at the common sense that there are different rules for every country about food that enters that country, different rules and different standards. And I don't think that she was aware of that or was even considering that when she over-purchased, when she over-ordered the all of the inventory she has today. There are certain things that aren't allowed to enter your country unless it's made a certain way. Was she considering that throughout this entire process? I highly doubt it, when this is a woman that, you know, was calling this brand American Riviera Orchard for the first.
I've forgotten about that.
You know, so like she just. It feels like she's never thinking about the bigger picture. She's never thinking about the consequences. She's very reactionary.
Reactionary. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I feel like somebody.
She's reactionary. She does things impulsively without really thinking it through. And next thing you know, she's in it.
But he said, oh, well, she's going global. But was she considering the fact that different countries have different rules for food entering that country? Yeah. I don't think so, when she was initially creating this overstock of product.
Yeah, 507.
I'm going to go global. Don't know the first thing about what it takes to go global. Like she said, the food, how to process it, how to get it over there, how to package it, the rules, the regulations. No, she's just going to assume that she knows what the hell she's doing and make it available for everyone. So she's going to take it international. She's got to first be successful with it locally. It's just interesting to me that Meghan came all the way over here to Montecito to make some scamajam.
$72,000 unsold items that emerged over Christmas. Now we're hearing that Netflix staff are drowning in this stuff and being urged, for God's sake, take it home with you.
Take it home.
Take this huge chunk of wax home that you can't light because there's no.
We're sick of seeing this as ever crap-a-doodle. Everybody take some stuff home with you. Take it home, get rid of it. I don't want to see it anymore. Wow, that speaks volumes that you can't get rid of your products.
Light. It's the novelty candle that you can't light. Not exactly a selling point, is it? Now,
I do think it's fair that we have there are parallels between Prince Andrew and Harry and Meghan. So when you were like, let's shift, I wanted to mention to you today that I think the ultimate story here, we'll have to see if there are any charges ever against Prince Andrew. Mm-hmm. But in the court of public opinion, it's guilt by association. It's associating with Jeffrey Epstein. And I do think it's a lesson for Harry and Meghan. And hopefully they're watching this very closely. As of 2026, 2 people filed formal sexual assault lawsuits against Tyler Perry, Lily's godfather. And, others have made related allegations involving his studio, and there have been whispers about him for years.
Yeah.
Could we see similar email exchanges one day from Harry and Meghan to Tyler Perry through litigation, through discovery, like the Blake Lively, Taylor Swift text messages and emails? I think they need to be very cautious.
Yeah, indeed. Now, which brings me to my next question. It's always my question. We often talk a lot about Meghan. I mean, everything she does seems to turn to
What does she think about Tyler Perry and his situation? Yeah, what is she going to do about the fact that God, I forgot my thought. I saw Polo. Hey! Welcome. Scamajam. Ha ha ha. Yes, it's a scamajam.
disaster, but she never gives up trying. I mean, she is a sort of whirl of disastrous activity. But I always ask you, amid all of this dervish-like whirl of frantic activity by Meghan, what's old Ginger Nuts up to, old Harry? Is he doing anything?
Well, he is getting ready for he's doing a conference in Washington, D.C. It's between March 30th and April 2nd, where he talks about, and this is ironic, privacy, considering the fact that he's unleashed on his family over the last few years. But this is supposed to be like a AI policy and governance where you talk to lawyers and tech experts and people that are working in government to try to set the standard for what the protocol is going forward with us engaging online. And to that, I'd say what qualifies Harry to take someone's position there that is truly qualified, has made this their entire purpose in life, went to school for this. Why should Harry be there over them? And that's actually how I found out about it. Someone wrote me and said, I wanted a part here. I wanted to speak at this conference. It's the IAPP Global Privacy Summit in Washington. And they said, I wasn't given the opportunity, but there's Prince Harry. What qualifications does he have that I don't? And I said, his DNA. But the reality is, it's just a low-hanging fruit when it comes to PR, because you and I are talking about a conference we would typically never talk about. But what can Prince Harry bring to the table?
Yeah, well, nothing. And I think that if they're going to have a privacy conference, then they should be.
What can Prince Harry bring to the table? What does he have to offer? What is it that Prince Harry has to offer? Anything. I mean, he is a speaker. He's supposed to be speaking across wherever. They'll call him up and say, hey, can you speak at this summit, or can you speak at this situation? And then he'll go and he'll speak, but his speech falls flat. Failure, future court trial of Tyler Perry discovery phase emails between H&M. Ooh. Girl, what are you going to do about your baby's godfather? Are you going to distance yourself like you do everything else? Maybe she's going to distance herself.
Given the privacy they fully deserve, nobody reports it. Let's before you go, Kinsey, got to ask you, of course, about the artist formerly known as Prince Andrew. Now, of course, he's Andrew Mountbatten, skulked out of the Royal Lodge in Windsor Great Park overnight. The King apparently drew the line, sick to death of seeing him riding his horse around Windsor Great Park, sick to death of seeing him going off on those mysterious drives in his Range Rover. Where does he go? I don't know.
I don't want to know after this.
Yeah, well, he just said, get the hell out of Dodge. So he's gone up to Sandringham to his new reduced circumstance home. The King apparently is going to fund his life from now on. But overnight, we learned these more sordid revelations, allegations that he took part in a threesome with a stripper and Jeffrey Epstein. The stripper's now went on allegedly to sue Jeffrey Epstein for $250,000 because Epstein never paid up for the fun and frivolity they enjoyed with Prince Andrew. This guy, Andrew, and his awful wife, Fergie, they're the pits, aren't they?
They're horrifying. I mean, it's so destructive to the royal family, to the they're trying to do today. I mean, the king released a video today about cancer. Catherine also discussing cancer. These are important topics. They've done a lot of work over the last few weeks that we've completely ignored because we've been so overwhelmed by these Epstein files and the dirty details inside of them. I know way too much about Prince Andrew, former Prince Andrew now.
Wow.
And even Fergie. I mean, Fergie's desperation to stay connected to this guy, hopping on a plane, taking her princess daughters to see him, and then the
day after he's released from jail after serving his sentence for paedophile child sex offences, she takes Bea and Eugenie for lunch with Epstein. They had vegetables.
I don't know if it was the day after, but what had happened was that Ferguson had took the kids to go see Epstein after he was committed of such a horrific act by Andrew. And so he's being ostracized again. He's being kicked out of the palace. They don't want to see him riding around on his horse to do. And they don't want to see that. They don't want to see him doing that, riding around on the horse and giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up. Yes, they don't want to see him on no horse galloping up. No, they want the truth. They want him kicked out of society. Kick smooth out. Get out, get out, get out. Well, when he did his interview, remember his interview? He just sounded so guilty. He sounded so guilty, Andrew. Yeah, he sounded guilty.
Lasagna because he had a Paris chef in town, and they go,
and then she has the audacity to email him and be like, "And you're paying for our trip, right?" I mean, it's just so embarrassing. This entire
You're paying for my trip, right? First she invites herself, and then she tells him, "You're going to be paying for it, right?" Very tacky. Ferguson is tacky. I'm starting to get that tacky feeling from her, where really, you really gonna do that?
entire family is so embarrassing, and I love Queen Elizabeth, but
I love Queen.
You know, there are messages.
She made mistakes with Andrew, and you know.
How did she make mistakes with Andrew? You know, it's not her fault that he went over there doing that with them girls. It's not the Queen's fault. You can't blame her for that. Hello, Karen. Yeah, you can't blame that on. Come on, stop blaming everything on the Queen. Polo's secret message. Okay, hold on, guys. Let me go give him a treat.
I think we've got to ask questions about old Bea and Eugenie as well. They go, the poor kids. She took her daughters to see this paedophile. They were 19 years old and 20 years old at the time. Were they innocents who didn't know anything? I'm not so sure.
And let's look at their bank accounts and see how much they've benefited from some of these unsavory
good point.
relations.
Obviously, we don't know those details, but I think questions need to be answered about that family generally. Kinsey, will you come back on Monday?
Yeah, I'll see you then.
Look forward to it. Have a great weekend. weekend. Kinsey Schofield there.
Hello, hello, back. I'm back. I'm just talking. Can't nobody hear me? Hello, Kamari. So good to see you.
It's not just Starmer, revolting staff strike at Andy's new home. Let's get our daily royal update from the lady who knows Epstein. Let's go to LA. A very good morning to the wonderful Kinsey Schofield. Good morning.
Hi, JK. The story that never sleeps. It is Andrew Epstein and the chaos that surrounds these two.
It's extraordinary. We've spent 45 minutes. I mean, our Prime Minister is on the brink this morning. His own party have turned against him because he's admitted finally that he knew the link.
Well, they're involved with the threesome. They never paid her. Prince Andrew and Epstein accused in threesome allegation. Wow. Andrew, you're still...
Between Mandelson and the pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. And for Andrew, I'm really interested. I was thinking about our conversation yesterday.
Yeah.
Overnight, we hear that staff at Andrew's exile home on the Sandringham estate, he's actually living at the moment in Wood Farm, which is where the Duke of Edinburgh spent his last few days, and then he's moving to this new marsh farm. They're refusing to work for him. There are problems already with that. More emails overnight. I can't even bring myself at 7:15 to say this without trying not to feel a little bit sick in my mouth. Emails emerging that Andrew and micro penis boy Epstein asked an exotic dancer for a threesome. I mean, unpalatable doesn't even begin to describe it, does it?
This one is unreal. The idea that they hired an exotic dancer to come over and dance with them, and at some point they ask her to join them for whatever. She said she was uncomfortable. That's not what she did. She was a dancer, but they convinced her by promising her $10,000, which she said she couldn't turn down. At the end of the night, they paid her $2,000, promising to, I owe you, I guess. They never paid her, so she threatens to sue him through an attorney, and that's how we find out about this. Messages through Epstein. Epstein's sending them to his attorney, saying this is a shakedown. But the visual, none of us ever wanted, especially at 7 o'clock in the morning.
I just don't know where it. When I read something yesterday, that the reason he was taken out of Royal Lodge in the dead of night on Monday was that the king finally was fed up seeing pictures of him riding his horses and gallivanting through the Windsor Great Park fields, where I used to live, as you know, for 7 years. And the idea of Norfolk is out of the public eye. He can get on with his life. But you've got even the staff are saying they don't want him. And I went back over all of this yesterday, and we were talking about what happens. I think you're right. I think he's going to have to leave the United Kingdom.
Well, this is not just a personal disgrace. I would argue it's the most damaging crisis to hit the British monarchy since the abdication, potentially even worse than the abdication, because it strikes at the institution's moral authority. It's not just about image here. I mean, the Sun's got this story about Andrew emailing Epstein saying he wishes he could be his pet. God, it's cold and dank here. Wish I was still a pet in your family. Now, we've discussed this briefly, but the Sun is reporting that royal sources say King Charles had no heads up about Andrew's involvement in the Epstein files. You know, the U.S. government didn't call and warn anybody, no ambassadors messaging them. We're told that there is increasing pressure behind the scenes at the palace for Andrew to cooperate with U.S. lawmakers. But you and I have had this discussion a million times. I mean, these emails from Ghislaine confirming that image is real of Andrew and his victim, alleged victim. So does this guy have the credibility? I mean, yes, I'm sure U.S. lawmakers would love it to sit and talk to him and ask him a million questions. questions about Jeffrey Epstein, but can we trust a single thing he says?
I think that's really relevant. On screen, you're seeing the photo of him with Virginia Giuffre. This caused so much furore over the years. He and many supporters, I won't name them, said this was fake, and he did that infamous Newsnight interview where he said, "I wasn't there. This isn't the right way round." And Ghislaine Maxwell's dumped on him in the last 24 hours and said that is a true and genuine picture. It is so sordid, Kins, and there are so many different angles to this revolting story. And the tentacles, as I said yesterday, of this man, extraordinary. One doesn't even know where it comes from. But for Andrew, you just said, if he actually went and sat, I don't think he'll set foot in America, but agreed to a Zoom interview, let's say, with Congress, would we believe a word that comes out of this entitled man's head? Because I'm still hearing, and tell me if I'm wrong.
Can you imagine a Zoom hearing with Congress and Andrew? What if they wanted him to come in and talk? What if Andrew was sequestered or called to testify or put on a subpoena to testify in Congress? Can they make him come to the United States, or can he decline? Interesting.
Wrong, that he's still, wherever his bolt hole is, he's still sat there thinking he's done absolutely nothing wrong, and he's the victim, and the world's turned against him unfairly.
He's the victim.
He's the victim. Did you see the emails from Sarah Ferguson where she's having a pity party? She said she's been caught offering cash for access, and she is emailing Epstein looking for sympathy, putting all of the blame on the British royal family, saying that they've hung her out to dry. The press will have her exiled. She's totally on her own. This is beyond scandalous and nobody can do anything. She even says something to the effect of like, no woman that leaves the British royal family leaves with her head.
Absolutely.
Comparing herself to Anne Boleyn.
So I can't remember Anne Boleyn sucking somebody's toes in public.
It was Fergie getting her.
She's going way too far, comparing herself to the Berlin sisters. Like, remember when the Berlin sister was beheaded? She's trying to compare herself to that. Interesting, but no, you're not the Berlin sister. Okay, so according to Demon Dictator, because I wanted to know did Andrew have to go if they were subpoenaed him to come to the White House to testify. They can ask him, but he doesn't have to go. They can issue a arrest warrant if they need to, but that means he can't go to the U.S. ever again. Ooh, wow.
Joe sucked. You better.
Oh, James Bryan, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, another guy in finance.
Yeah.
So she clearly has a type, but they do think that they're perpetual.
Where's Fergie right now? Is she staying with her daughters? Up there somewhere? Where is the girls?
actual victims. They do think that we should sympathize with them, even though they have been so vulgar, vile, and such a stain on the British royal family, such a huge, huge embarrassment.
Couldn't agree more. It's lovely to catch in on you. I know bed beckons, but this story ain't going away. We'll catch up with you tomorrow.
Embarrassment.
Couldn't agree more. It's lovely to catch
A stain on the British royal family, such a huge, huge embarrassment.
What are you doing down
Such
there,
a
Andrew?
stain on the British royal family, such a
What is Andrew doing down there? What are you doing?
huge, huge embarrassment.
Couldn't agree more. It's lovely to catch in on you. I know
Wow, you know he was doing something nefarious. Look at this. But you knew him.
Embarrassment.
Couldn't agree more. It's lovely.
Look at this. Let me make it bigger. Look at that. Oh, Lisa. Lisa said she's in the gutter. That's what Demon Dictator says. Lisa says, I was shocked to see Epstein in your live the other day. LL, he's still alive. See how transparent. Wow, poor Fergie. She's somewhere in the gutter.
Lovely to catch in on you. I know bed beckons, but this story ain't going away. We'll catch up with you tomorrow. And yeah, staff at his exiled home are refusing to work. It's a story that continues to give. The amazing Kinsey Schofield, thank you very much indeed. 8 minutes to 7.
Kinsey, even more revelations about Andrew Matt Batten Windsor's conduct in the latest Epstein document dump. In an email dated 23rd of March 2011, a lawyer for an exotic dancer made bombshell claims that Jeffrey Epstein and Prince Andrew, or the man known as Prince Andrew back then, demanded a threesome with his client and treated her like a prostitute, despite the fact she was hired by Epstein to dance only, not to have sexual intercourse. Kinsey, the lawyer alleges that after intense pressure from the pair, she did perform various sex acts on the men.
And never paid her the money that they promised her. Imagine being his daughters and seeing these headlines in the paper. And I say that with empathy while recognizing that they were adults, his daughters, when they got on an airplane with their mother to visit the convicted sex offender shortly after he was released from jail. A lot of questionable decision-making happening within this family.
Now, Bill Gates has denied claims made about his conduct in the Epstein files in an interview with 9 News Australia. Here's what he had to say.
It's factually true that I was only at dinners. I never went to the island. I never met any women. And so, the more that comes out, the more.
He's lying. I just got a big feeling that he is not telling the truth. Saying that he was not on the island. Yes, you were. You were on the island, Bill Gates. Stop the liar, dude.
More clear it'll be that although the time was a mistake, it had nothing to do with that kind of behavior.
Kinsey, his former wife.
Although the time was a mistake, it had nothing to
What do
do
you
with
think
that
about
kind of behavior.
Bill Gates and the
Kinsey,
Epstein
his
file.
former wife, has also been speaking out. What has she had
He's
to
trying
say?
to say he wasn't in there.
She said we should put some pressure on her ex-husband to talk, to have to answer some pretty tough questions. She's saying, yeah, I think that
It's okay.
It had nothing to do with that kind of behavior.
Oh, what we have
Lindsay,
for dinner
his
tonight?
former wife, has also been speaking out. What has she had to say?
She said we should put some pressure on her ex-husband to
Wow.
talk, to have to answer some pretty tough questions. She's saying, yeah, I think that I'm loving this negative attention, quite frankly. This will be a problem for Bill Gates in the future, whether you believe him or not. Once false information is out there, it can persist in memory. This is science. It persists in memory even after people know it's false. It's a phenomenon sometimes referred to as belief perseverance. People may remember the content, but forget whether it was debunked, leading to that lingering influence. These headlines have been so sensational that some have already consumed them as truth, and there's no turning back. This is horrible for his legacy.
Oh, absolutely. He's made emphatic denials about a lot of these allegations.
His legacy.
But he also wants the public to believe that he was fairly naive in his dealings with Jeffrey Epstein. And this is a man
doesn't have a
who's
legacy.
Considered by many a genius. He's a billionaire. He built this massive company. And normally those people aren't naive, but he does
Bill Gates
emphatically
is getting
deny
old.
any
What'd you say, babe?
wrongdoing. Now, GB News has sent a reporter to Billie Eilish's mansion to question her about her stolen land.
He did.
Grammys rant after the local Indigenous tribe said in a statement that the complex is located on their land, their ancestral
And then they're
land, and that
ignoring
the
it.
singer had failed to contact them about it.
Yeah,
Here's
you
how the
should.
attempt to access her property went.
First of all, isn't that ironic? Massive gates keeping people out. I thought Billy didn't believe in borders. The lights are on, so somebody must be home. Let us in, please, Billy. We are here because this is stolen land, Billy, and we think we should be given access to your quite lovely $3 million mansion.
Very, very amusing work. We also have an Australian, Kinsey, Drew Pavlou, who was on the show earlier in the week. He's also going to Malibu. He wants to move into Billy's mansion because he says no one is illegal on stolen land.
First of all, good luck to Drew. But I mean, Billie Eilish has built her brand on rejecting attention. She says she's shy. She says she wants to stay above the fray and doesn't want the circus. And yet here she is with international media on her doorstep. That contradiction is the problem. This was a moment that required nothing more than thanking the audience, accepting the trophy, and moving on. Instead, she chose to make a loaded statement, and now she's dealing with the entirely predictable consequences. You don't get to claim you hate attention while actively inviting it in this way.
And such a inane comment, just contradictory. You can't say we're on stolen land and also not believe in borders and anyone can go anywhere. I mean, just pick a lane. Don Lemon has sat down with Jimmy Kimmel. He's playing the victim again after he was arrested for storming a Minneapolis church during Sunday prayers, mind you. Here he is claiming the feds wanted to embarrass him with his arrest.
They want to embarrass you. They want to intimidate you. They want to instill fear. And so that's why they did it that way. A mugshot, fingerprints, the whole 9 yards, twice.
Kinsey, he is loving every second of this, including all that Hollywood adulation.
Don Lemon, I believe is what Tucker Carlson used to refer to him as, has spent years courting controversy from on-air remarks criticized as sexist and ageist. You and I are past our prime, by the way. Our expiration date was a long time ago.
Of course.
To radically,
about 30. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. To radically charged commentary that even his former network struggled to defend. CNN repeatedly sidelined him. They reshuffled him, ultimately cutting ties. Not because of one slip up, because the drama became the brand. And at this point, it's hard to ignore that pattern. Don Lemon.
That's a whole bunch of hogwash, Kinsley Schofield. I just believe she's just making up a whole bunch of story, dude. The wife looked heartbroken. Who? Who was heartbroken?
It doesn't just thrive on attention. He requires it, whether it's praise or backlash, positive or negative. The spotlight itself is the goal. That is not journalism. I'm sorry.
Whatever, Kinsley Schofield. You know you go where the story is.
I know. And he put it all to air. This is the thing.
But to get arrested for it was justifiable.
For him to pretend he was just there reporting, it was just had nothing to do with the planning. He had no insight into the illegal stuff that was about to go down. Give me a break. I mean, that's when you put all that stuff to air, you're kind of giving a bunch of evidence to the prosecution. Now, President Donald Trump has reached out to Today's Show anchor Savannah Guthrie via phone call to show his support after her elderly mother, Nancy, went missing earlier in the week. Guthrie has also released a video statement alongside members of her family. Here's what she had to say.
We want to thank all of you for the prayers for our beloved mom, Nancy. We too have heard the reports about a ransom letter in the media. As a family, we are doing everything that we can. We are ready to talk.
This is just such a sad and mysterious case, Kinsey. What do we know at this stage?
I mean, the entire country is so captivated by this story. It is like watching a horror film in real time.
Did you guys hear about what happened to today's lady's mother? She went missing and they found blood in her house and they don't know where she is. They believe she was abducted and it's very, very sad. Hi, Ziggy Lee. Kinsley should just hush. I agree with you. She is not the know-it-all, be-all about America. I agree with you, Ziggy. 100%. She can't speak for Don Lemon.
Time, the blood splatter on the porch of her mother's house, the Ring door cam ripped off the wall. It's terrifying. Donald Trump did call her and say, I will give you absolutely every government resource I can. I will do everything in my power to help find your mother.
What about that? You just don't know when he's going to have an act of kindness.
The FBI is now involved, but time is of the essence as she needs medication. And our ultimate concern is that they won't get to her in time. So obviously, if somebody's watching us on YouTube or out there and they have any information, please contact the Tucson Police Department. But this is a very scary story.
Now, before you go, Kinsey, Vogue has done a feature on California Governor Gavin Newsom, and the comments section on Vogue's Instagram page is pretty epic. Give me some insights. I read the opening parts of this story and it was vomit-inducing.
Oh my gosh, I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall watching you do that. Overwhelmingly negative responses. Some of my favorite comments include pure evil, so disappointed in this. He sure was in a hurry to destroy California.
Oh, whatever. Ziggy Lee says, Kinsley is not a journalist. And this, I like your photo, Ziggy Lee. British reporters should focus on the BS going on in London. Talk about a pot calling the kettle black, yet they don't get it. Such a sad story. Hope she is found safe. Me too. I hope she is too. I do too, but like they said, time is of the essence. We got to get there in time. She's got medication she needs to take. All right, lovely lovelies. We're at the almost 2.5 mark. I've been chit-chatting and talking my little self. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. We did talk about a lot. We talked about Andrew. We talked about Man on the Island and about his relationships and all those people. Oh, thank you, Polo, for enjoying my live. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That thank you, Ziggy. Hello, Cece. Cece, I was taking a look at the Epstein interview that he did, and I got halfway through it, and I'm trying to like do some time stamps. That way we can get to some of the important parts of the interview. Oh, thank you, Payne. Bye, everyone.